What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panpour Games. In today's video, me showcasing how to shiny hunt every static alpha Pokemon in Legends ZA. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and support my work by becoming a channel member. And let's dive in. And of course, I will always recommend having the shiny charm for all of these hunts. The boosted odds of 1 out of 1024 is going to be a massive help. First static alpha is going to be the Alpha Spinarak that spawns right over here in Wild Zones 4 Cemetery. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because, as you can see, the spawn is just right outside of the spawn radius. The spawn radius in this game is 50 meters, so I put a pin right on it. So it spawns in at this point. So the best way to shiny hunt this is to walk into Wild Zone 4, get within that spawn radius, and I recommend putting a pin so you can see, and then just fast traveling out immediately once you walk in. I mean, if you want to go a little bit deeper in so you get the full spawns of all the little Spinaraks, you can do something like that and then just fly reset. There is no bench that's going to reach this, unfortunately, and this is going to be one of the more annoying hunts to do, but it's going to be well worth it for sure. Next up is going to be the Elemental Monkeys, and they actually spawn all right here, and we go to Rouge Sector 7. We're going to go climb up this ladder. Now, up this ladder, you're going to be able to do a nice bench reset for a couple of really cool Pokemon, including the Alphas. However, we are going to go on this path right over here. We're going to ignore the Alpha Spritizee for a moment. We're going to go down here, and you're going to see within the 50 meters, we get a random monkey spawn. So it's going to be one of the elemental monkeys. You want to bench reset on this bench right here, because the other one has a person during the daytime, and you can't bench reset where a person is already sitting. So you're going to sit on this bench, and you have a equal chance of getting one of the elemental monkeys as a static alpha. So it's going to be a little bit annoying to try to get all three of them, because eventually, see, it changed from Pansear to Panpour, but it's going to be a relatively good hunt. Also, bonus hunt, you can shiny hunt Larvitar doing this. So this is a really good spot in general. Now, going back to that bench we just ran past, there is an Alpha Spritizee, and is at Rouge Sector 7. You can take a ladder over here to get there, and you can reach the Spritizee for sure, but if you want to fly over here during the daytime, you can reach the Alpha Weepinbell. So this is a 2-for-1 bench, which is pretty nice. There's going to be a couple other Pokemon you can potentially reach behind you too, but none of them are going to be guaranteed alphas. Now, there is an Alpha Treveant that spawns at night, but it doesn't usually spawn within the radius, so I would not recommend this spot for that Trevenant, but for the Spritizee and Weepinbell, you're going to be good to go. Now, to shiny hunt the Alpha Trevenant, you're going to be in Wild Zone 13. It has to be nighttime, and I will recommend a fly reset where you walk in and then do the reset. It's going to guarantee that you reach the Trevenant because it's sort of on the spawn radius line, but it's pretty solid if you do this every single time you walk in. Bam, you see it. You can also get some Phantom, so maybe they could be alpha, but for the static guarantee alpha Trevenant, this is going to be the way to shiny hunt it. Good luck. Our next static alphas is going to be Wild Zone 3 for the Alpha Litleo, and we also have an Alpha Fletchling at the top of the stairs here. Now, you can shiny hunt both of these very easily. All you got to do is just hold down on your left stick, and, you know, a lot of people have a AFK method for this. You can literally put a rubber band on your left stick and just hold it down and just shiny hunt both of them, leave it on overnight, and hopefully you get both of them. You'll also be shiny hunting pretty much all the Pokemon around this area too, so you'll wake up to a lot of shinies. Next up is Wild Zone 18, which is the Magenta Sector 9. Now, there's actually 3 alphas you can easily shiny hunt here. The alpha that you may not realize you can shiny hunt here is there is an Alpha Kakuna and a bunch of Weedles that you can get. And then we're going to climb up here and get through this little obstacle course, which honestly, it's like the most random obstacle course in the game. And I sort of wish the fly resetting would take you to the very top, but we need to go all the way to the top to hit all 3 of the alpha guarantees. And then once we climb up the stairway to heaven and up the stairs, you can also see that there is the Alpha Salamence. And of course, you get the Finnegan too. So this spot is actually maybe the best bench in the game because you can just bench reset right here and it will hit the Salamence below you. It will hit the Kakuna right here. It will hit Lopunny Alpha. And of course, you can shiny hunt for Finnegan from this bench too. So this is a goated bench, and you're going to be getting a lot of Dragon types shiny as well. Next up is Wild Zone 15, where we have 3 different alphas that you can shiny hunt. And during the daytime, you're going to be getting the Gourgeist and the Alpha Beedrill. And then at nighttime, you will also be getting the Gourgeist, and you'll be getting a Alpha Baitnet just chilling here too. Relatively easy bench reset. You can actually shiny hunt the entire zone by just doing the bench, which is pretty chill. It's not the fastest method, but it is a good method for an AFK hunt. And as you can see here, we have the Baitnet, and this is actually the same Gourgeist during both the day and nighttime. But another thing you could do if you are interested is you could do a fly reset at the cafe. If you fly to the cafe, you will be within the proximity of all the Pokemon as well. It is faster. You can do it this way. But to make sure it always works, you want to probably knock out one of probably this Punkaboo right here, because it will aggro on you, and then you can't fly if it's active. Next up is going to be Wild Zone 19 for the Alpha Furfrou and the Alpha Clefairy. Now, the best way to shiny hunt them is actually to get on top of this roof, and you can get on top of this roof by going right over here and climbing the ladder. Once you have platformed your way up from there to here, you can see the gazebo is right here, and we got the Alpha Furfrou that only spawns after the first 4 minutes of the daytime, and at nighttime is Clefairy. So what we're going to do is you're just going to run to the back here, go to its despawn distance past 70 meters, come back, and you get a new one. That's just what we're going to have to keep on doing. And now at nighttime, you can do the exact thing for Clefairy, which I think is a better hunt because you get Clefairy, but you also can get regular Clefairy. You can get Cleffa as well. That's going to be a much more exciting alpha hunt too. You can't bench reset for these, unfortunately, as you're just outside of the 50-meter radius. So I think this is just going to be overall the best method to shiny hunt for these static alphas. Now, in the same location as our previous hunt, you can actually bench reset here, and the alpha you can reach is the Alpha Garbador right down there. So there is a use to it, and you can also shiny hunt for an Absol at the same time and a couple other cool monkeys. So pretty good shiny hunting spot in general. Next up is the Alpha Pidgeot. Now, you can get access to this by going up this hollow elevator right here, and it spawns all the way over here. Now, unfortunately, you do have to do a run back and forth reset to guarantee this Pokemon, because this bench is out of range, unfortunately. You know, have to be within the 50 meters. So the only way to effectively hunt this is run back and forth, and hopefully you'll get that Pidgeot to shine. Good luck. Next up is shiny hunting Flaebebe Alpha. Now, there's actually 2 spawns of them. There's one here, as we can see. There's another one over here. Now, unfortunately, there is no bench. There is no fly reset method for this. So what we're going to have to do is a run away method when we are far away from it. So you can see that there is a yellow flower over there, and that one's going to give you yellow, orange, and blue. So we're going to have to run about 70 meters away for it to despawn, and 70 meters from its exact spawn point. So you can see we despawned it, and then we can come back closer, and we should hopefully be able to see one. The good news is if you see the shiny, you will be good to go. You can just save your game, then go to the other side over here and try to catch it. And you can go over, essentially, there is a construction thing you can use to climb up here, or you can like get on this lift and try to get over there too. It's going to be a very annoying hunt if you're going for all 5 flowers, because you're randomly going to get one of the 3 over there, and then over here is going to be a red or white, which is going to be really lame. Now, you could do the method where you KO the Pokemon and then do a reset. Now, these alphas respawn every 5 minutes. So what you could do is you could KO this flower, save your game right when it gets KO'd, and then wait 5 minutes and make a save right before it comes back, and then just reload your game until it's eventually a shiny. That's another great way to do this hunt, because unfortunately, there's just not a really other easy way to do it, especially for this flower over here. You could do the runaround method on this building, but it is a little bit annoying to just do it. So you have 2 decent options here. Now, Wild Zone 8 has 2 alphas. You got the Alpha Camperupt, which always spawns, and then an Alpha Krokorok, which spawns 50% of the time. Now, the unfortunate thing is the fly reset method does not work on the Camperupt. It is just too far out of the way to fly reset it. You can actually fly reset for the Krokorok because its spawn is a little bit random, and it will come into the spawn pool. I've gotten shiny before by walking in and then doing a fly reset spam. So you could get the shiny Krokorok by doing that too, but it is only a 50% spawn. So we did get it over there. Now, if you want to also go for the Krokorok, but it probably doesn't touch the camera, there is a bench that you can take over here. And the unfortunate thing about this bench is it's just out of range. It is literally just out of range of the Camperupt. We put a pin right on the Camperupt. That's pretty much it. That's 50. That's right before it. And yeah, we got a shiny Drover. So, like, you could do it because sometimes it might walk into range, but it's not going to be the easiest thing. But you can also do this for the Krokorok. I wouldn't count on it for doing the Camperupt. Now, there are two methods that sort of work for the Camperupt, and the boring, easy way to do it, but it's going to take more time, is you're just going to run in, you're going to see the Camperupt spawn in, and then you're going to fly reset. That's going to be the easiest setup for Camperupt for sure. But there's also another way to do it. Now, you may notice that there are 3 battle zones in the post game. And essentially what you want is if you get the battle zone set up in a certain way, you can actually make it so the fly reset takes you to the other entrance where you can fly reset spam for Camperupt. But there is no way to necessarily control the battle zone spawns outside of just like spamming and just being in a zone. But essentially we want the battle zones to be filled up over here and not over here. So the game is like, okay, we're just going to force you to spawn right here instead. Next up is Wild Zone 6 for the 3 alphas here. So the first alpha that you may notice is going to be a Binacle. Now there's a Binacle that spawns at the entrance of Wild Zone 6. You can see it's right there. It's pretty much within the 50 meters, and you can just fly reset right to the zone and shiny hunt for that, which is going to be pretty decent. You know, this is a pretty decent way to do this shiny hunt. You want to make sure that you walk into the zone to get that guaranteed 50 meters. So if you do it from outside of the zone, you know, depending where the Binacle is actually spawning in, because it is a little bit of a range, you may not get it. So that's how you're going to do the Binacle. Now, if you want to get the shiny alpha Houndoom, you're going to actually do a cafe reset here, because the Houndoom is going to be within the range. You can see the Houndoom like right there pretty much. Yeah, it's right before the 50, so this will work for the Houndoom. Now, the only concern is you can't really run in or you will get aggroed, so just keep that in mind while you're cafe resetting. But that's how you're going to be able to do the Houndoom. Next up is shiny hunting the Alpha Pikachu. And you can actually shiny hunt it by doing a run back and forth method over here near Wild Zone 6. And you're going to start here to be in the spawn in point. And then you want to run all the way up the stairs. And when you get up the stairs, it's going to despawn. And that's going to be at the 70 meter mark. So you're just going to keep on doing this over and over and over again until you see it shiny. Now, the shiny will be pretty obvious from here, but you're also going to see it. It's just not going to really despawn when it is shiny. So it's going to be a super relatively easy shiny hunt for you to get, you know, you're the 2 shiny Alpha Pikachus you probably want for the Mega Dimensions DLCs to get those Mega Raichus. Good luck. Next up is the Wild Zone 11 alphas, and we got a Slowbro right over there, and you can use the bench right here to hit that. Now for the Clawitzer, because the bench might not always be reaching it, you can do a run back and forth method here. When you get beyond 70 meters away from it, you'll despawn it. When you get within the 50 meters, it will respawn. So this is going to be the best way to hunt that Pokemon. Next up is Wild Zone 2, where we can shiny hunt for Alpha, Magikarp, and Staryu. And they actually spawn in the exact same spot. And to see the Staryu, you can just hit the bench, which is one of the best ways to do this hunt, is you can just bench reset Magikarp during the day, Staryu at night. You can wake up and just hopefully have both of them shiny alphas done. But if you want to do a little bit of a faster way, you could do the fly reset. You can just fly reset here, spam that over and over and again, and you can just focus on which one you want. Good luck. Next up is the Alpha Patrat, which spawns near Wild Zone 2 right over here. And there is a good way to actually shiny hunt this. You can do an AFK bench method. The thing is, where is the bench to actually hunt this? Well, as long as it's within the 50 meters, you can bench through walls and get shinies. So we're just going to go over here into this little garden area. And then, we are going to see a bench right here. And I have the pin right on the Patrat, so that's 39 meters away. So we can bench and shiny hunt for it. Good luck. Next up is Wild Zone 17, where we have 2 guaranteed alphas of the Pyroar and the Alpha Mawile. So the Mawile is the more tricky one. So to do the Mawile, we're going to go outside of Wild Zone 17. We're going to climb up here. And then we are going to parkour over. And we will get our Mawile spawning towards the edge of that roof right there. And then essentially you're just going to do a walk reset. Where if you go beyond 70 meters away, you're going to be able to reset it pretty easily. And you can just do this over and over again and then spawn it back in. Now, of course, the other method is you could knock it out, save your game, wait for it to respawn, and then make a save right before it comes back. And I believe it does have a 300-second timer, so that is going to be a 5-minute timer on that alpha. So you could do that if you want to nail that. Now, the Pyroars are super easy, and this really doesn't need anything for them. It's straight up. You can just use the bench right here. Sit at the bench. You'll probably wake up to a bunch of shiny Pyroars in general. Fun fact, the day and night Pyroars are actually different Pokemon spawns, so you can potentially have 2 shiny Pyroars from doing this, which is really cool. Next up is Alpha Trubbish, which is in Vert Sector 5. You can see it around the corner right here. And luckily for us, there's the bench right here, so you can just sit around, bench reset, and easily shiny hunt this. Good luck. Next up is the Alpha Pidgey in Wild Zone 1. Now, there isn't a bench that really reaches it, unfortunately. You can't fly reset it. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do the run back and forth method. So the spawn's about 70. They'll come back at 50. Now, the big issue is it doesn't come back unless you fall off the building here. So this is going to be very tedious and annoying if you do want to get the static Pidgey shiny. Good luck. Next up is shiny hunting the Wild Zone 12 Alphas, which is an Avalugg and Abomasnow. So very easy to shiny hunt both of these. You can actually just bench reset, and you can just set at this bench right here. The Avalugg is within the spawn, so you can definitely shiny hunt it. I've shiny hunted both these Pokemon by using this bench, so I know it works personally, and it's super great because you'll probably get the whole entire zone shiny too. Anyways, good luck. Next up is hunting for Alpha Whirlipede in Wild Zone 5. It spawns like over here, pretty much leading to the sewers. And essentially what we're going to do is we are just going to use the sewers to reset for a walking reset. Now, sometimes you can just immediately walk into the sewers, but sometimes the spawn for it doesn't always work. It doesn't reach. So you pretty much want to walk up to here, and then you can do that. You could also try to go further and just run away, just try to get beyond 70 meters away. But this is certainly slower than doing this the sewer door. So, and you can honestly probably set up a pretty easy macro to set up the sewer shiny hunt. So good luck on this hunt. In Wild Zone 5, you can also shiny hunt for the Alpha Bellsprout, and you can use this bench reset to do that. The reason why we like this bench a lot is you can also touch the Alpha Ampharous in the middle Wild Zone 16. So this is a 2-for-1 hunt. Now, you got to make sure you use this bench because if you keep going further down, then that Bellsprout spawn is going to not be in range. So it has to be this particular bench to hit both the Bellsprout and the Ampharous. Next up is Wild Zone 10, where there's 3 static alphas of Arbok, Watchog, and Sharpedo. Now, in the back side of Wild Zone 10, what you want to do is you want to climb up the ladder here. And then there's going to be a bench that we can use to hunt both the Watchog and we can hunt for the Sharpedo. So this bench right here is going to work. And the Pokemon underneath us are going to be spawned in, and the Sharpedo is like right down there. So this bench will work for shiny hunting both of these. However, there is a Arbok over here. Now, to shiny hunt the Alpha Arbok, you're going to want to go past it. And then you're going to go on this side. And then you're going to go on this bench right here. And this is going to be really the only way to do it decently well. Now, it is still going to be a pretty far range away, but it's going to get it, and it's going to get a Watchog. So you can just sit on this bench, and you should be good to go for shiny hunt those 2 alphas. Next up is going to be Wild Zone 9, and there's 2 alphas for us to hunt, which is going to be the Manectric and the Meowstic. Now, Manectric's super easy. When you're on the rooftops, you can just bench reset right here, and you'll be able to hit this Manectric. It's right in front of it, so it's essentially a warm welcome for you to shiny hunt the Manectric. One of the easiest alphas to shiny hunt for sure. Now, the Meowstic has a male and female one that will spawn. So there is, if you want to get both, you can technically go for both. The little bit annoying part is, though, you're not going to be able to shiny hunt for it that well with this bench. It's just out of range of the bench. But what you can do is you can walk up and then hit a bench reset and try to get that. That also allows you to shiny hunt for Manectric at the same time. Now, there is really no other bench here, and you can't cafe reset. The other method is you could KO it, wait I believe the 5 minutes for it to respawn, and then save right before it respawns at like 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Reload your game, wait 2 seconds, see what Pokemon you get, hope it's shiny, and then do that. So it's a little bit annoying to get the Alpha Meowstic, but good luck on this hunt. Next shiny hunt is gonna be Excadrill in Wild Zone 14. And we're chilling on this building right here, Magenta Sector 6. Essentially, how to get up here is you go over here to this area. You're gonna climb up, and then you're just gonna do some ladder climbing and get through here, fall down the building to over here, and essentially you can shiny hunt a couple things by walking back and forth. I believe even a couple of the holes can be reset by doing this, but essentially you just walk back and forth. You can't fall because there's a Wild Zone wall, and then you just touch this wall again, you're good to go. Super easy and should get you a quick shiny Alpha Excadrill. Good luck. Next up is gonna be Wild Zone 7 for the Alpha Fletchling. They're super easy shiny hunt. You can just fly spam and you are gonna be within range to do that. You can also just do the bench reset, which is also great, and you can essentially shiny hunt the entire zone by doing this. So a super easy shiny Alpha spawn hunt. Good luck. And our next Alpha is gonna be an Alpha Swirlix, which is just gonna be right over here. Now to get here is a little bit annoying, but essentially it's the same thing we did for Excadrill. You're gonna climb up through this obstacle course. You're gonna take this path through here, and then you're gonna Rotom float through here. And then you'll be able to see your Alpha Swirlix. Now how to shiny hunt it? Very easy. You're just going to hit that bench reset and just spam it, and hopefully you will be able to get that shiny. The last static Alphas are going to be in Wild Zone 20. Now, there is a pool of about like 68 Alphas that can spawn here. So it's very annoying, but you can load up your Wild Zone to have 6 different Alphas at once. And essentially the best way to shiny hunt this is going to be, one, load up your Alphas to 6. And if you need to know how to do that, I have an entire video guide that explains it step by step, because it certainly is a process that would take up about 10 minutes of video footage. So you can check out that video there. But essentially all you're going to do, and you can do this on a macro, is if you just hit a bench reset, you get the first 3. But if you just walk up a little bit and then walk right back and then bench reset, you can shiny hunt all of those. And you can also shiny hunt the water starters and some of the grass starters at the same time as doing that. So it's a super easy shiny hunt. It's a nice little randomness to it. So for those who are just trying to get a shiny living dex, this is always going to be a good spot too. Anyways, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.